You are listening to the TheVCast.
Hey everybody, it's Monday and I'm back in the building. I'm always in this building because I live here. It's actually Monday the 2nd. It is the TheVCast. I am your host, Vic Cedeno. We are back with another episode. I hope you enjoyed the last one. Had my buddy Clint Esposito come through and we sat down and talked all kind of good stuff. That was a fun episode. I like having guests, but sometimes I like just to chop it up by myself. I like the convenience of being able to come downstairs and spit all over this microphone. No, I'd like to spit some stuff that's on my mind. And you know what? I wasn't going to come down and do something. I was actually going to post an old podcast. I have a podcast that I haven't released yet that I recorded. It's my year review. I did a 2019 year review and I sat down and I went through my whole comedy calendar and I went over all my shows and set some goals, and I still haven't released that yet because I actually was going to release that. It was going to be episode 24. I was going to release it, and then the Kobe Bryant thing happened, and I switched it up. I didn't, I just wanted to do something different. So the Kobe Bryant thing, you could watch that. It's episode 24. Had a really deep, profound effect on me. Not because I'm a big Kobe Bryant fan, because it was the death of all these people, and it was the sudden impact of that death that just made me think about things differently. And I wanted to record and I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to talk about the depression that it sent me into because I have this thing where I think about these deep, dark, morbid thoughts, and it sat with me wrong. That's one of my biggest fears, is leaving my family early, like my father did, and I didn't want to fester in that for so long, so I thought maybe talking about it would help, and it did. Talking about it did help me, getting that stuff out there, getting a little bit perspective, sharing that with other people providing feedback to me also is really, really helpful. So if I ever say anything that even resonates with you or you think about and you want to talk about it, I'm always down to chat. But it feels like such a long time ago compared to how I feel now, and certain changes I made. I talked about it with Clint, so you could check that out if you want me to go more deeper into it. Just cleaning my life up. I am completely sober for a couple weeks now. I'm not self-medicating, and it's not that I don't want to go back to enjoying life. I just need to prioritize things right now, and I need to focus, and I need to be disciplined, and I need to make sure that I'm doing all the things I need to do to hit my goals. So I'm doing like this whole revamp of my attitude, and I don't know about so much about my attitude. I just had a shitty attitude. I've had a shitty attitude for a very long time, and the attitude I'm talking about is the fuck it attitude. Just saying fuck it, or thinking I have time. That's another thing. I would always delay going to the gym. I would always delay starting the diet. I would always delay writing. I would always delay because I always feel like I have more time. And if the Kobe situation taught us anything, it's that we don't know how much time we have. So we got to live life like it's like every day is the amount of time that we're going to put into everything. So I'm trying to do that. Some of the things I've been doing is I'm back to meditating in the morning. I'm waking up at 5 a.m. I am taking a shower. I am brushing my teeth, going out in my robe. And before I drink coffee, before I look at my phone, before I do anything, I sit down, I meditate for 10 minutes on the couch, just focusing on my breathing. I have a meditation app called Insight app. And it's very helpful. It plays like a nice little beach sound. I feel like I'm on the beach on vacation. The waves are washing over me. It's got this dong, dong, like the Undertaker's coming out to pile drive me. But it's all about just focusing on my breathing and slowing things down. You see how fast I just ripped off this last 4 minutes. It's because that's how my mind is racing with thoughts, racing with pollution in my head. So that morning meditation is slowing everything down, focusing on my breathing, emptying my brain, and I've been getting all that out. And I've done meditation before, and I did a month challenge that I failed miserably, never posted the blog. Or did I post the blog? I don't remember. But I have the blog somewhere, so if I didn't post it, I'm going to post it just to embarrass myself. But the point of what I'm trying to say is also the routine, the meditation. And then another thing I added is now I'm writing in the morning. I'm journaling. So every day I'm just taking a page out of Joey Diaz's book, and I'm writing, today is a beautiful day to be alive. I start with that, and then I just start talking about what's on my mind, what I'm thinking about, what I want to accomplish, how I feel, and putting it on paper and having that stream of consciousness. The fact that I'm sitting down and taking the time to think about these things and analyze what I'm doing is, for me, holding myself more accountable, which is dope. Like, accountability is the biggest superpower that you can have when you're the person that's in control. I wouldn't even say control, but when you're the person that's responsible for your life, and not anyone can, there's no one that can affect your life. There's no one that can do things that you can't take accountability for. Like, everything is your responsibility. And when you do that, you take complete ownership of your life, you just feel more powerful. You feel more in control. And, I feel like me writing all that stuff out is holding myself accountable to a certain extent. And then I'm also starting a blog. I started this weekly blog that I'm going to do. For those of you that don't know, I did a social media break for the entire month of February, and then I blogged about it. And then I have a specific blog style because it's just what I thought. I don't know if other people do this, but I just thought it would be easier if I take my notepad, my notes app in my iPhone, and I start from there, and I put day one. And then as I'm getting thoughts in my head about social media, initially I did it to track my addiction, to track how much I thought about it, to track how much it called me. And that did that the first year, and that was mostly every single day. This year was a little different. After the initial first few days, and I got into the routine of not checking my phone, I switched it off really a lot quicker than in previous years. I switched it off, but I'm gonna go into that in a minute. I'm gonna go circle back to the social media break to cover that. But what I was saying about the blog style that I'm doing is just writing these random thoughts in my head. So I want to do that for an accountability blog. That's the name of the blog. Working title. It's the accountability blog. And what I want to do with that is just every single day, I'm just going to talk about the things that I want, like I'm supposed to be doing, and holding myself accountable. Am I meditating? Am I doing all the things I'm supposed to be doing? Am I on point with going to the gym? Am I on point with my food and my caloric intake, and not being a freaking animal and eating 16 Cadbury eggs? Like, all these things I'm trying to take into account and put this in the blog and make sure that I stay focused and I stay on point. Because if the social media break proved anything to me, it's that I can be disciplined. I did it the whole month. I didn't cheat. I blogged about any time that I had to use. There was a time that I had to use Facebook towards the end of the month to get somebody's information that I needed to contact. But I didn't check notifications. I tried to keep my eye from even looking up. That's how much of a crackhead I am. I have to keep my eye from looking at the top corner. I had to go on, no, it wasn't Facebook. Sorry, it was LinkedIn. I had to go on LinkedIn to look up someone's name and how they spelled it. And, but other than that, I went the first day I went to Facebook to delete a flyer that I posted in error that had the wrong information. But other than that, man, I was completely disciplined with this social media break. I stayed off of it, and I had tremendous benefits from it. I titled the blog "Defragging the Brain," because that's what I did. I defragged my brain. For those of you that don't know what defragging is, it's a computer term. In your hard drive, every time you save files and you delete files and things, your computer has a way of organizing its files, and the more you use it and the more time that goes by, the more time, just like anything else, it gets cluttered. You're putting things here, you say I'll move it later and you don't move it. Well, that's what happens with your computer files. So defragging your files is your computer taking the time to organize everything, so that when it has to think of something, when it has to look for something, it knows where it is, it's easy to find. Your computer should be running more efficiently. Well, that's what I did with my brain. Because for me, social media, the way I've been using it has been as an escape. The scrolling, to think, like, let me start over. The way I was using social media as an escape was me just scrolling through the feed, consuming what other people are creating. That's not going to get me to where I want to be. Where I want to be is the person that's creating, and you're consuming what I'm creating. I want to be the creator. That's where my happiness lies, not in the consuming. I'm consuming to get away from what I'm not doing. That's my behavior. So realizing that I want to completely cut down my consumption. So that's another thing I'm trying to be accountable for in the blog. Like today, I was at work and I was using LinkedIn, and I was on freaking Instagram for a large part of the day because I was trying to upload a video that I shot in the morning to welcome myself back, but it didn't upload. Like I had bars. I don't know what happened. It just went all the way to the end, and then I couldn't upload. And then my service at work is really shitty, and they block Instagram on the Wi-Fi. So I just sat there all day and watched that stupid thing. Like I just kept checking it. This is my phone case. I don't have the phone case in the light ring, but I'm like all day, like just picking up my phone and I'm working. But I wasn't scrolling through Facebook. I wasn't having conversations. I wasn't in people's business. Trying to escape. I was present in my own life, and that's a very key distinction from the way I was using social media, which was not being present in my own life. I'm present in everybody else's life, and meanwhile, am I talking into the wrong side of this mic? Sorry, I'm just watching these bars and the way they look. Oh, I'm talking into the right side of the mic. All right. Yeah, so just my overall like clarity as far as social media from that break. What am I even talking about? I just started a sentence and didn't even know what I'm saying. So the break, social media break. Where am I going with this, guys? We're lost. We're lost in the mud. I just lost it. I lost everything. I had a great train of thought, and then the mic issue just ruined me. And now I just have to turn the mic off and go upstairs and hit my wife. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to have to start smacking her around. Might throw her down the stairs. No, that's stupid. I'm just kidding. It's not even funny to joke about. That actually happens to me. Well, it is funny to joke about sometimes, if it's funny. But if it's not funny, then it's not like funny to joke about. It's only funny to joke about if it's funny. All right. I apologize for derailing. So the accountability blog, I'm just going to do that every day, Monday through Friday. Monday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'll post it on Sunday, or I'll organize all the entries on Sunday, and then I'll post it to the blog on Sunday, talk about it on Monday, and start over, and then do that every week. So I'll have accountability blog 1, 2, 3, 4, and then just keep going through all the weeks and see where that takes me. I also want to write more. I have not been keeping up with comedy. I'm really, and this is going to sound arrogant, I know, but I'm just getting by on natural talent and charisma and likability. That's really all I'm getting by on. I'm not working, is what I'm trying to say. I'm not putting in the work, and the work is what separates the scrubs from the big boys. The guys that you see killing, the guys that you see doing well, progressing, those people are not just getting by on talent. Talent will only get you so far. And I say that because I know I'm funny. I know I'm naturally funny, but that doesn't matter. Everybody, there's so many funny people. There's so many funny comics. But how hard are you willing to work? How much are you willing to do that other people aren't? I should be at an open mic tonight. I really should. And I failed with that because it's not part of my routine. And I'm noticing things that aren't in my routine. I'm not thinking of them the way I should be, where it should be like just recall. But I had told myself that I wanted to go to a mic tonight, and there were mics tonight, and I didn't go. I really just did not even think about it till it was like 8:45, and I still could have gone. But I need to just go. I need to get to more mics. I need to be on stage at a minimum of 4 times a week. That's like that's scrub time too. 4 sets a week is scrub time. I should be doing 20 sets a week. But this is the situation I'm in, and I am doing I don't want to say I'm doing the best I can, because that's not true. I can do more, and I will do more, and I'm going to do everything I can to balance everything out. So, social media break. The social media break. Everybody always asks me why I picked February, like it's the shortest month, and it's not the case. January was the month that I decided to do the social media break, the month that I needed to do the social media break after the suicide of a family member that really hit me hard and set me into a really gnarly depression. And getting rid of social media was like one way that I tried to help myself, and that really did help. I ended up leaving social media for the month, started doing comedy, and the rest is history. Just been on the books running. So last year, I don't remember what I got out of it last year as far as like the momentum that I left the social media break with on. But this year I'm coming in guns blazing. I've I talked about the New Year's Eve experience I had with some psychedelics, and the mindset that it's put me on, and just the overall theme of the darkness can't get me if I keep the light on. Like that to me, I get goosebumps just thinking about that experience and what it meant for me, especially because of all the darkness that's inside of my fanny pack. There's a lot of darkness inside my fanny pack. I haven't rocked my fanny pack in a while. I have to rock that thing in the summer, because it makes no sense rocking the fanny pack in the winter because you have so many pockets. That's the only reason I rock the fanny pack in the summer, is because I'm out of pockets. What am I saying? So I'm just I feel really good. I'm noticing that the more disciplined that the more discipline that I exercise, the more structure that I put in front of me, like the more that I do what I need to do and what I'm supposed to be doing before I do the things that bring me instant gratification, the better I feel. The more I do things that provide instant gratification, the worse I feel. Instant gratification sucks. It feels good instantly, but it's only meant to be like instant gratification is temporary. It's very temporary. But the hard work that you do towards the overall, towards the goals or the things in life that make you overall happy, the things you want for yourself, what your soul cries for. That's what I feel like. I feel like everybody's soul, everybody's insides are meant for something. You have like a calling. You have your own talent inside of you. You have your own purpose in your life. And some people are really blessed to find that early. Some people are blessed to find it at all. Really, that's the case. If you're blessed to find your purpose, then you're ahead of so many people, because there's so many people that are that don't know their purpose, that don't know what they want, that don't know what calls them, what makes them feel good. And the chase of that is what makes me feel complete. It makes me feel like vibrant. It makes me feel alive. It makes me feel like I'm driving a car, I don't want to say driving a car. It makes me feel like I'm driving a machine, that I'm operating a machine that, I don't know what I'm trying to say. But the whole point is that me having the structure, me putting in the work every single day that's working towards my goal really completes me. It really, I don't want to say completes me because this isn't the fucking Notebook. It fulfills me. That's a fucking great word. It fulfills me. It makes me feel like I have purpose, and it makes me happy. And I wake up with energy. I wake up ready to attack the day. Like, I don't wake up and dread. Like, that's the worst. Like, when you wake up and dread that what you have to do, you just, oh man, that just makes you sick. Like, think about that. Think about getting up for work that you don't want to do. Just being surrounded by people you don't want to be surrounded by. All those things. Being trapped in a life that you don't want to live has to be the worst prison of all. It has to be worse than like real prison. Because real prison you can get out of eventually, unless you're in there for life. But, well, there's a clear path. How about that? In real prison, there's a clear path on how to get out. And I think like mental prisons aren't as clear. So you feel more, maybe you feel more lost or something like that. But just how I feel today, and how I feel like over the last couple of weeks. President's Day was the last time I smoked me a little cannabis, and last time I drank anything was before that. And I'm just not looking to medicate myself, because this stuff, and it's not the cannabis, it's not the alcohol that I'm blaming. Those are just tools. Those are just tools of a behavior, right? So it's me that's the problem. It's not that stuff, because there's plenty of people that use it that have no problems. And I want to go back to that, but I just feel like I don't deserve that. I don't deserve that luxury of being able to escape, because I can't afford to escape. I have to be present to chase my goals. If I'm escaping, that means I'm not putting in work. Right now, I could be upstairs playing video games. My wife's upstairs playing Resident Evil on the Xbox, and she's having a good time. I just bought this new game for $1.99 called The Division 2, which is one of those loot games and gear building games that take 99 million hours. You can just lose yourself in that game, just in this open world doing things. Trust me, I got lost all weekend. But I told myself, if I do that every single day like I want to do, that's the instant gratification. That's the instant gratification. If I go right now, I could have came home from work, all right? Let me give you an example of avoiding instant gratification, how much better it makes me feel to put in the work, okay? So today I woke up, and when I wrote in my journal was that I wanted to go to the gym. I wanted to stay on point with my food. I'm trying a new carnivore diet for 30 days. I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that at all. I'll be blogging about it, but I don't want to talk about that because I just want to do it and see how it feels and then talk about it later. But I have to stay focused, right? And I have a goal for the day. So I'm writing about that. Then I'm writing about going to the gym. I'm writing about going to open mics. And then I went to the supermarket at lunchtime. I bought some meats, and then I realized that I can't go to the gym with meat in my and leave meat in my car. I have to go home. Now, when I go home, I don't want to come back out. I don't want to go to the gym. I knew I wasn't going to try to promise myself to do something that I know I wasn't going to do. All right. There's no need to do that, because when I fail, then I lose like integrity with myself, right? When I don't do what I say I'm going to do. So what I said I was going to do was a compromise. I was like, all right, well, if I have to go home and I'm not going to leave again, I can't not do something. I have to put in some work towards my goal. Now, I really wanted to just come home. As soon as I got home, I remembered I had the video game. That's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to play my game. I could just go. It's, I get home at 5:15, 5:30. By the time I could get in like an hour and a half of games until dinner time, right? And then I could eat dinner and then go right back to it and play until 11:30, 12 o'clock at night, go to sleep, and have to wake up at 5. And guess what? Now I'm tired. I probably won't meditate. I probably won't write because I'm tired. So instead of that, when I got home, I was like, you know what? I'm not playing video games, because I told myself I was not going to play video games all week long, and I was just going to, get to work. I had dishes to do. I had push-ups to do. I had podcasts to record. I wanted to write. Like, I just had other things to do, and I didn't play video games. And I love video games, but I feel so much better because at the end, when I'm done playing video games, you know what I'm gonna think about? Once I come back to reality, I'm going to think about all the things that I should have been doing that I didn't do because I was chasing that instant nut. That quick nut. That's what I was chasing. And I mean, quick nuts are fun, but quick nuts don't provide you a family. Well, I mean, they could provide you a family that you don't want. Then you're back at the aborto clinic. I've never been there, by the way. Anyway, what was I saying? So it just makes me feel better to get my my stuff done, to get my work done, not procrastinate, and it makes me feel good. It makes me feel more in control. It makes me feel productive, and it helps my self-esteem. Like every time I like, I don't know if anybody's ever thought of this, and I really never thought of it like this either, but when you break your word to yourself, like you're ruining your own self-esteem. You don't trust yourself, and now you start looking at yourself less. That's when that dialogue starts happening. It starts happening when that dialogue starts happening in your head, where you're just shit on yourself because you don't respect yourself. So when you're not keeping your word, if you're going to say you do something, do it. And then there was this TikTok psychologist. She's not a TikTok psychologist. She's a psychologist on TikTok. And she put that rebuilding the trust with yourself is key. So that means setting small goals, telling yourself you're going to do small things that you can build that trust again in yourself. So I feel like the social media break did that for me too, because I was disciplined every day. I didn't miss any days except for the 29th when I didn't have anything to write and I had a show that night. It was the last day of the social media break, and I didn't really have much to write. So I wrote something the next day, and or I wrote something at night. Excuse me. And so what was I saying? Social media break. Anyway, it's just doing the work is what's making me feel better. It's making me feel good. So I want to keep doing it, especially after today, and staying on point with the food. That was good. I got my push-ups in. So I know I didn't have the most explosive workout. I know I didn't have, whatever. I didn't have the best workout in the world, but I had a workout. I did more than I did the whole last 2 weeks. And now I got physical therapy tomorrow for my neck and my back because the doctor said I need a backiotomy. I'm just enjoying that. I'm enjoying being able to come down here and talk shit on this podcast, to be honest with you. I was excited. I wanted to do it yesterday and I didn't. And that's that feeling I'm telling you about, because I was on Xbox all day. And I didn't get what I needed to get done. And I paid for it, like emotionally, I just felt that way. So, what else is going on that I said I was going to talk about? Oh, I had 2 good shows this weekend. Friday was at the Station Bar and Grill down in Cranberry, New Jersey, Mike Bonner's room. It was actually the last Friday show there. They're going to move to Saturdays now. And, I missed all those announcements on social media and stuff. But I had a decent set. It went well. It went well enough that there was a booker there from Catch a Rising Star. And, she asked me for my card. And I don't know if she's a booker. She's got the booker's ear, and she's like, I'm gonna tell him I saw you, you're so funny. And one thing I'm trying to practice, that the man Gary Vee was talking about, is taking compliments the same way you take negativity or criticism, and just take it with a grain of salt. Like the person that's coming from doesn't know everything. Meanwhile, I'm thinking my whole set was dog shit, and she's telling me how funny I am. But I was appreciative. Again, excuse me. I was appreciative of the feedback, and it made me remember that you never know who's in the crowd, because they told me that she was in the crowd before my set, but you never know when people are trying to fuck with you, or goof, or stuff like that. So I kind of just whatever. I didn't even think about it, and I had a good time. It was a really packed room. And then the next night, Saturday, my buddy Clint Esposito, we had that show, Comedy Collusion, down at the Dojo of Comedy down at Tiff's Bar and Grill in Morris Plains. That place is dope. Very, very fun room for comedy. Wow. Very nice and wide open. You could probably pack, like, I want to say like 75, 80 people there. I don't know what I'm talking about. Could be more. But there was like 65, 70 people there that night, and I hosted, and I had fun. That was probably the best hosting I've ever did. It wasn't what I said, it was how I handled the show. I feel like that was the best hosting. I opened up with the 10 minutes, got everybody ready for the show, started bringing up comics, and then I was doing quick jokes, and then bringing people up, quick jokes, and then one thing that I was proud of is that one of the comics had like a funny Jesus shirt or a funny religious shirt or something. So I used that shirt, like talking about that shirt, to segue into one of my quick jokes, and then, bringing the next comic up. I think that's important for a comedy show, because hosts that do too much time in between each comic really makes the show drag out. And had I done that, the show, like, we were getting at the end right before Chips Cooney was about to get on, and Chips was like, I hope they're not tired. That's something you worry about, is the longer the show goes on, the more fatigued the audience gets. That's why 90 minutes is a really good it's a really good time. 90 minutes is a good time for a comedy show. Much longer than that, I feel like right after 90 minutes you kind of start to lose them, unless you're crushing, unless there's somebody there that's like really, really has the attention of the people, then you start to lose them. So, a lot of the comedy shows I'm on, or the level that I'm on, is, it's not the highest level. I mean, we put on decent shows. We put on a good show. Those people got their money's worth. People that paid in advance, $15, $20 at the door. That was, you got your money's worth. You had a nice dinner, and Chips is hilarious. All the comics were hilarious. Jitten Nadial was a comic I met on Saturday, and he was really funny. He's the comic that had the religious shirt, and that I played off of. I think I'm getting tired. I want to keep yawning. It's so stupid. Meanwhile, this chair is gonna break. So yeah, that guy was really funny, and I had a good time that night. Got paid. That's another reason why I'm off the pot, because I can't afford it. Just making dumb decisions with money. Driving, again, that's driving for the instant gratification instead of going for the long term. I don't know why I said driving, but going for like the instant gratification rather than the long term goals. I was short sighted, so I made short sighted decisions. This is ridiculous. Making short sighted decisions made me neglect my long term goals. So that's another that's how it actually started. When I was just like, I just need to take a break for a little while, get my money right now, and then it just snowballed into I'm gonna change everything, and attacking it, just attacking everything head on. That's the main topic. That's going to be the title too. The darkness can't get in if you keep the light on. That's a long title. It's not going to be the title of the podcast, but keeping darkness out. That's what it'll be. Keeping the darkness out, because that's what I'm doing. At the end of the day, I feel like that's what we're all doing. That's what everybody in the world is doing, is trying to keep the darkness out. Everybody's darkness is different. The ultimate darkness is death. And then everybody's trying to keep that. Well, not everybody. that little fucking munchkin kid, he wasn't trying to keep the fucking darkness out. That kid was welcoming the darkness in. Did you see that on the news? That poor little bastard. He was like upset that they were bullying him. He's like a little dwarf kid, and he was complaining. His mom was videotaping him crying when he came home from school. He was really upset and saying he wanted to kill himself, and he was asking for a knife. And boy, the first thing I thought was like, yo, if I did that to my mom, she would have whooped my ass right there. She would have whooped the suicidal thoughts right out of me and then brought me down to school to fight. That's the difference. And I'm not saying that's the answer for that kid, because he probably would have got his ass kicked. He's a little person. But there's something in not letting your kid pity himself, not letting your kid go down that hole. So I just wrote a blog about my daughter telling me. My daughter's 5 years old. She told me that she's being bullied, and she said some girl was bullying her, and then it ended up not being she wasn't really being bullied. She's 5 years old. What do kids know about bullying at 5 years old? But that's what caught me. It was like, she's 5 years old and she said this girl's bullying her. And then when I talked to her about it, the girl just had said that she liked, or that she was jealous of Isabella's clothes because she didn't have it. Like, that's what she thought bullying was. And that's like a backhanded compliment. I don't know how you girls roll, but I told her that, don't worry about that stuff. And, the only person's opinion that matters is mine and your mother's. That's it. But I wrote about that. You could check that out. Blog, thickisfunny.com. Main page, just scroll down to the little Asian girl, and she'll tell you all about herself. And just real quick, trying to bring something up here because I always get distracted. So yeah, that little kid was getting bullied, and then Brad Williams stepped up. That little guy stepped up, and he raised money on a GoFundMe to get that kid to Disney World. And then the kid didn't want to go to Disney World. He wants to spend the money on some other charities. And I'm like, bro, I didn't donate money for you to fucking spend it on other charities. I donated money to bring your little ass to fucking Disneyland and get on It's the Small World ride over and over again until you appreciate your fucking height. All right? Then the advantages that it brings you. Do you know you could just eat pussy standing up, you little fuck? You just eat pussy standing up, you little shit. So do it. I don't know why I went down that route, guys. Yeah, all right, let's pay some bills real quick before we go any further. All right, for your pool table needs, you know who you need to call, baby. You need to call the A-Team. With 15 years of experience in the billiards industry, William Jr. has been the owner of A-Team Pool Table Services, and they specialize in spreading their expertise all over the tri-state area. I don't know what that means. That sounds a little kind of a little weird. Spreading the seed, Johnny Appleseed. Williams always held an interest in the mechanics of how things work and what makes them not work. His profession is not only a business, but it will continue to earn the A-Team an impressive reputation in the billiards industry. All right, A-Team Pool Tables, the number one company in pool table repair in the New Jersey tri-state area. Whether you need your table refurbished, refelted, or relocated, the A-Team uses more than 15 years experience in pool table repair in New Jersey to offer top-notch customer service and high-quality work. I know it because he's always posting the pictures of his little testimonials. Anytime a customer sends him a text that he's doing such a great job, he has to post it. So if you go on his Instagram, you'll see all just posts of pictures of customers bigging him up. And he's always doing celebrity stuff. He's all over the place. He offers pool table maintenance and moving services in Westchester County, Long Island, Manhattan, Brooklyn, and Queens. A-Team Pool Table Services specializes in one-piece slate, coin-operated, and antique pool tables. They cater to northern New Jersey, Westchester County, and all 5 boroughs of New York City and Long Island. They do new and used pool table assembly, pool table moving and relocation. Who's going to move that table for you? You? You're going to pick that table up? You know how many times we've gone to people's houses and their fucking pool tables is on the side and their legs are broken because they tried to move them. Don't move pool tables on your own. All right, you dummy. Call professionals. Call the A-Team. All right. They're the tri-state area's #1 pool table service company, and they're dedicated to setting the highest standards in the industry. They're going to deliver quality service to you during every step of the process, whether you need your pool table moved or not. If you don't need your pool table moved, they don't care. They're going to come to your house. They're going to move that shit anyway. I'm just kidding. They won't. They'll do what you tell them to do. That's what you pay them for. All right. So remember, when you need your pool table refelting services in New Jersey or New York, you call the A-Team. Dun, 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 dun. Don't fucking play that, because that's copyrighted. That's not that A-Team. It's a different A-Team. They're not going to come shoot your house up with guns. They're going to come shoot your house up with staple guns and do that cloth real nice and tight. It's going to look beautiful. All right. So make sure you call the A-Team when you need your pool table done. All right. That's njnypooltableservice.com. Again, that's njnypooltableservice.com, or call today 201-538-5428. Again, that's 201-538-5428. The A-Team. Paying some bills for my boy Billy. My boy Billy owns the pool table company, so I got to throw him a shout out. He's a sponsor of the podcast because he's always hooking me up. So let me wrap this bitch up so I can go upstairs and watch my wife play some video games. Now that I did some work, I can go enjoy myself, guys. I can go enjoy myself because I put in the work. I sat down here. It's not that I don't want to come down here and do this. I love this. This was awesome. I just had a great 45 minutes, just flew back like this. This was a lot of fun. However, it's getting down here, getting up off the couch. I don't know why that's like the worst thing in the world, why that's so hard. But I did it. And we got the podcast in, and I feel good about it, guys. So I'm going to wrap up with that. I just want you to know that instant gratification is temporary, and you don't need that shit. All right, you need that long term. You need that long term gratification, and that only comes with putting in the work and chasing after it. And if you don't know what you want, if you don't know what your passion is, man, just keep trying shit. Just keep trying shit. Just keep trying shit. I can't tell you how many jobs I've had, how many hobbies I've had, how many ideas I had. My wife must think I'm like Ralph Cramden with all these ideas. Now I'm on this new stupid diet and shit. Yeah, so whatever. Keep trying things. Keep trying things and find things that make you happy. And when they don't work out, don't judge yourself. Don't look back and dwell on what you could have done or what you should have done. I do that all the time. One of the main things I dwell on now is, what if I started comedy earlier? I wish I would have started comedy at 25, when I see my young friends moving to the city and stuff. But it's all, there's purpose to everything. I don't know if you believe in a higher power, if you believe in all that stuff, good. I believe in something greater than myself. I don't know what it is. I don't claim to know what it is. I don't define it with a religion. But whatever you choose to call your higher power, whatever you believe in, there's something greater than you out there. There's a master plan. All right. I don't know if there's somebody up there with, playing video games, if there's somebody with a model, house or spec house or whatever. There's a plan. There's like a code to the universe, and I don't know how you unlock it. I was just gonna tell you how to unlock it, but I don't even know. But I think the best thing to do is keep trying different doors. Keep trying different doors, and keep in the game. Keep in the game, man. That's one of the saddest parts about suicide, is that you don't get another chance. Death, you don't get another chance. You complaining about Monday? You're complaining about Monday? How many people do you know don't have a Monday anymore? There's no fucking Monday. You're done. That's it. So if you woke your ass up today and complained, you were off to a fucking bad start. But if you woke up today and did the best you could and made the most of it, you feel good, and you might get another chance tomorrow. And tomorrow things get better. That's another, when things are really bad, it's temporary. Just like good. Like how I feel right now. I feel fucking great that I can do everything. I'm not going to feel like this every day. And that's where discipline comes in. Because discipline will allow me to continue to perform even when I don't want to. And that's where the champions play. All right. I'm out of here. Thank you so much. Laugh It Up Tuesday, every single Tuesday. We're back again tomorrow with another dope lineup. And then I don't know. I have a slow March. I need more shows for March. I had a busy February, but I need more shows for March. So I'm gonna work on that. And I hope you work on you. Peace, people.